Hello, hello, hello. Good evening and welcome again to our Health and Wellness Conference. My name is Anisha and I'm so very delighted to have you sharing with us this evening. Welcome to all our friends who've joined us through MelVee TV, that divine voice out of Africa. And I've told you before, if you want rich content, rich information concerning marriage, concerning family life, concerning youth and growing up, concerning fabulous testimonies that will really keep you energized and keep you encouraged, MelVee TV is a place to be. Thank you so much for all of you who are also joining us via Zoom. We appreciate your presence. We're so very glad you've decided to stick with us to gain all this valuable information that we share with you each evening. This has been a power-packed week so far, and we are so very delighted that you are there to access it all. I heard a really great testimony today. Someone who had no food. This is a man I spoke with, and I saw him with my own eyes, heard him with my own ears. He told the story of how he decided to trust in God. The same theme I've been saying and sharing with you all week, to put trust in God. He had no food, and he had gotten to a point where his rent was to be paid the next day, and food needed to be bought to be placed in his home. He prayed and said, God, I am struggling to trust you, but with this, I am going to trust you. I have no other choice. He said he felt impressed to walk to the ATM, push his card in and see what happens. And that's what he did. There was enough, just enough money to pay the rent that day and to buy some food to keep him for about a week. Now that is a testimony that you can put your trust on. He will come through for you. So let us pray, and we want to give God thanks for all his provision, thanks for all his care, and I want you to remember, trust him and trust the process that he has outlined in his word regarding healing for our bodies, because the master designer knows what he is doing and he does not lie. Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for this another beautiful day that we've had. Whether it rained or whether it was sunny, whatever the state, we thank you for it, because you are the one weaving this tapestry that we call life, and all parts of it are beautiful. Thank you that you have reminded us through this gentleman's testimony that you are trustworthy and that we can depend on your word and what you have said. You said you will ensure that your word goes forth and perform what you say, and not one jot or tittle will come back unaccomplished. You will ensure your word is fulfilled. So we want to thank you. Thank you for our families. Thank you for the miraculous ways that you are able to supply every need. And every individual who may be struggling this evening to put their full hope and trust in you, I ask that your Holy Spirit will soothe their hearts and bring them into experiences and remind them and show them the experiences of others that will prove to them that they can actually trust in you. You will never leave your people nor forsake them. But if we align our minds with failure, if we align our minds with expecting things that will never work out, that will be what will happen. But if we follow Jesus and put our faith in God, then align with his word, your word will be fulfilled. Thank you so much for all that you've done and for being the gracious God that you are. We praise you and we honor you in Jesus' name. Amen. So welcome again. Thank you so very much. Sorry to those who have been waiting. Thank you so very much for joining us again today. Okay, so great. Dr. Gandy, son of the soil from Malawi. Dr. Gandy has been our presenter this week, and we have been so very thrilled for all the information that we have learned regarding our health, concerning our well-being. Dr. Gandy, how are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
I am fine, thank you. Very much so. Okay, now today we had some feedback. There were some people who struggled just a little bit to find the site or to log on to be able to purchase books, while there were others who didn't struggle at all, got on quite well. So I've got the ebooks where they are available here for you again today. And if you can capture that, whether with your phones, whatever, screenshot, so you can see where you can get your books. And what are the books that are available? Well, some of them are Defeating Diabetes, The Battle on Colon Cancer, Overcoming High Blood Pressure, Social Wellness and Mind Health, Raising Healthy Children, Reclaiming Your Lost Immunity, Health, Healing, and Hope, Dodging Lifestyle Diseases, Walk Out on Diabetes, and a few others. So I hope that you'll be able to access the site, the link, and also be able to purchase your books. And remember, there are some slots for free wellness coaching sessions. They last for 20 minutes and they're on a first come, first serve basis. Okay. A great and a big shout out to our friends again at MelVee TV. They appreciate your prayers, they appreciate your views, they appreciate your donations. And here are the different ways that you can support this brilliant network. Okay, so I thought you were seeing my screen. There you go. Here are the ways that you can access the books. Okay, super. So Dr. Gandy, we're getting started tonight because we find that there are generally so many questions that people want to know towards the end that we seem to sometimes run out of time. So we're going to have a quick start this evening. But I have a few questions for you, Dr. Gandy. Okay.
Yes.
So as a wellness educator, which is your favorite topic to speak on?
That's a very difficult question because I love to speak about everything, but I think my passion has been the connection between health and spirituality. So the body-mind connection, how the physical affects the mental and the spiritual, and how the spiritual affects the mental and the physical. That interconnection is my passion. Maybe one day I'll talk about that.
Okay, we'll find time for it. And in your practice, which condition do you find seem to be the most popular, one that people seem to always need treatment for?
Look, the popular disease that I found, it's not what people look for treatment for. People, they come with the physical issues, diabetes, high blood pressure, but when you dig deeper into the root causes, you're going to find one thing, and that is stress. So people don't go out to look for treatment for stress. They look for treatment for high blood pressure, which is caused by stress. So that is the most common condition that the people don't usually go out to look for help.
If you were to give one lifestyle advice or tip to everybody, whether those who feel they're in good health or otherwise, if you were to give one lifestyle tip, what would it be?
Trust in God. If you trust in God, you will find the Bible the best medical book ever written. I have helped people bounce back to health just by using the health tips that are written in the scriptures. Then if you trust God, you also know what to take and what not to take in the field of health care. Not everything that is in the field of alternative medicine or conventional medicine is good or bad. But when you have the owner's manual, the Bible, you know what is good and what is bad, and you can always enjoy a measure of good health. So if you trust God, you are on the right path.
Fantastic. And that's one major, most important thing for us to remember, the owner's manual. When you don't have Dr. Gandy on MelVee TV to share pertinent information, when you don't have him via Zoom and others, you have the owner's manual, and it does tell you fantastic things. So thank you for that, Dr. Gandy. And I'll hand over to you for our presentation tonight, your body's defense system.
Thank you very much. Let me try to share my screen.
Should be able to.
And we should.
While you're sorting your screen, let me just remind our viewers, as you participate, feel free to type your questions in the chat box. Thank you.
Okay, let me do one thing, all right. And let me try to share my screen, then we're gonna get going. Can you see my screen?
Partially.
Okay, now you see it very well. You can see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
All right. Okay, again, welcome everyone, and thank you for making time for tonight's Health Talk. It is supposed to be a short one. And also thank you to parents who have decided to come with their children, watch this program together with their children. I'm trying to make the talks as simple as possible without any complex medical terminologies, so that even the little children who are watching this program can also understand what we are learning, because health is not supposed to be complicated. It needs to be simple enough for a little child to understand, because if we are to live a healthy lifestyle, we need to start from the beginning. So our tonight's topic, your body's defense system. And one may ask, what on earth is the immune system? I remember the name immune system became popular in the early 90s when the HIV cases started increasing. And there are so many things, around. The people are selling supplements for boosting immune system, herbs for boosting immune system. Boosting immune system became the brand in town. And everybody was talking about the immune system, but very few people took time to understand what is the immune system. The immune system is one of the great wonders of human creation. If you try to understand it, it will blow your mind. And you actually agree what we said yesterday, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. In your body, you have a military force. And there are battles all the time, from the day you were born, maybe before you were born. And this war has been going on as long as you are living. And these soldiers are fighting all the time, day and night, to defend you. And they are the reason why all of us are still kicking today. We are still able to do our jobs today. It's because you have a military force right in your body. So this military force that you have in your body, it functions in a more similar way like the soldiers do at the barracks. And I'll just give it to you in a nutshell, but tonight we'll focus more on how to feed these soldiers. So the immune system, it's basically the soldiers in your body that are defending you. And the first group of these soldiers of the immune system are the gatekeeper. And it's actually part of the body that in most cases, you don't consider it to be part of your immune system. Number one is the skin. Most of us will look at at the skin as just something, to make us look beautiful. So we put a lot of lotions, a lot of chemicals on our skin because we are trying to look good and impress the visitors. But look, your immune system is not just for beauty. The skin is not just for beauty, but it's also the first battalion of your immune system. It's a barrier to the outside germs, outside pathogens, the things that can make us sick. And as you know very well, your skin is water resistant, meaning that you can jump into the swimming pool, but you're not going to have water full inside your body. That's how amazing the skin is. So it is there to defend you from getting sick. That's why we need to bath. That's why we need to wash this body so that we clean all these toxic materials outside the skin. And you know what? Even when you are sweating, the skin is eliminating toxins from your body. This is why in hydrotherapy, we encourage the skin to eliminate more toxins through sweating. So the skin protects you from getting sick. It's your first battalion, but it's not only the skin. The gatekeepers, these first soldiers, they also include the mucus in your nose. They are there to block, things that come from outside, bacteria, germs, and so many things that you end up sneezing them out. And you have seen that happening many times in your life when you just find yourself sneezing, you're simply sneezing out something that your soldiers, the first battalion of your immune system, the mucus in your nose, is trying to get rid of. And then the mouth and the gut, that's your digestive system from the mouth to the stomach, into the small intestine where you throw all the food that we eat. Have you wondered sometimes you eat a rotten mango and yet you don't get sick? It's because this gut is also part of the defense system. As the gastric acid in the stomach, it can destroy some of the germs, it can destroy some of the bacteria that can make you sick. So you eat some rotten guavas, but tomorrow you're still alive, you're not sick because the gut is defending you from getting sick. And in your small and large intestines, you have what we call the bowel flora, the healthy bacteria. They actually suppress so many sicknesses that starts in your digestive system, which we cannot go into detail now. And all these things are prevented if the gut is in good health. Your small intestine, the healthy bacteria, the bowel flora are in abundance. They defend you from getting sick. And these gatekeepers, if, for example, something manages to pass the gatekeepers, the enemies have managed to cross the borders and they're right inside, which means the gatekeepers cannot, deal with them anymore. They're already right inside the city. Then through the wisdom of creation, you also have the foot soldiers. These are the white blood cells. They are so amazing the way they function. If you read about them, you'll find that some of them, they actually engulf the enemy and die together with it. They sacrifice their lives so that you can stay alive. That's how amazing the foot soldiers are, the white blood cells. They are the reason why we are alive, because they have to keep on fighting to the point of sacrificing their own lives, just like many foot soldiers do when they are fighting in the war. They walk by foot in the deserts. They have to face the bullet so that the citizens can be safe in the country. They sacrifice their own lives so that the citizens can be safe. And this is what happens with the foot soldiers, the white blood cells. So they deal with those enemies that have managed to enter through the fence. And yet, not only that, this is another wonder of your immune system. You also have the B cells. They are like the weapons makers. They are also part of the intelligence of the military in your body. They are able to zoom the enemy and see what the enemy is having, how equipped is that enemy, how best can we defeat that enemy? And then they will make weapons of mass destruction to destroy that enemy. Imagine in your body, in your immune system, you have a factory that makes weapons, and we call these antibodies. And this is how amazing the immune system is. And not only that, you also have the Navy. You know, they actually fight in the circulation system, in the washing of life, in your blood. And this is where they do their job well to defend us from getting sick, from cancers, you know, from tuberculosis, from so many things. They actually, you know, catch the enemy by surprise. And this is why maybe some of you have seen when a cow has got tuberculosis, they'll go and remove the lymph nodes, because that's where the diseases are trapped. You know, that's the power of the lymphatic system. That's your navy, and they function like a submarine to attacking your enemies by surprise, thereby saving you from getting sick. Now, this is the most exciting part of your immune system. You also have the T cells. These are your daily commanders. You know, they command the soldiers and tell them what to do. And when they fight, they really destroy. So they really the best that you have. This is why conditions like HIV/AIDS, they are very dangerous, because they damage, they kill these commanders, the T cells, which actually give orders to the immune system and tell the rest of the immune system what to do. What an amazing military that you have in your body. You know, have you ever thought that you have lieutenant colonels in your immune system? You know, this is how amazing and how fearful the immune system is. But now, tonight, I want to focus more on how do you keep this immune system in good health? Because many people out there, they'll be trying this supplement and they want to go and buy that tablet, and they're always rushing for something new in the market because they want to keep their immune system stronger. Now, I want you to know that there are so many factors that can affect your immune system. You know, we already spoke about stress earlier in the week, depression, you know, how your mental health can affect the immunity. But this evening, I want to focus more on what you eat, how to feed the immune system, because most people, when they are sick, when they are not feeling well, they always think of something that they can put through the mouth that will kick their immune system. And number one, before you know, soldiers, when they're trained in the army, they are not only trained on how it should be done, they are also trained on how it should not be done. And this is where I want to start. First, now that you want to boost the immune system, you need to first to know how you should avoid destroying your own soldiers, how you can avoid killing your own soldiers. Number one, you can destroy your immune system by giving your body too much sugar. And I'm sure some of you have wondered these years, if you go to some of the government hospitals, they will not allow you to give fizzy drinks to someone who is sick, because fizzy drinks are very high in sugar, and it's well known in medical science, too much of this refined sugar lowers your immune system. Not the best way to entertain the sick. You know, not the best way that, oh, I'm going to the hospital, so and so is sick. Then you get 5 liters of a fizzy drink and you think you're doing, you know, some welfare work. That is not the best way. That is actually the best way to destroy someone who is sick. Maybe I may forget, if you want to give someone who is sick something to drink, you need to sprout a grain. So if you sprout a grain in some traditions, mainly maybe in Africa, I don't know, other parts of the world, they'll dry the sprouted grain, make flour of it, and they make a porridge or make a drink out of it. That drink will boost the immune system of the sick person. And I may remember at the end, to share you a story of what this drink did to somebody else. And again, this is also how you destroy immune system. I've been surprised for the past few years to find children as young as 14, they are getting chronic lifestyle cancers that are not, which is very abnormal for that age. But then you find that this is how we are feeding our children today. We buy them sweets and candies that are very high in sugar. That is not the best way to show love to your children. If you love your children, keep this junk away. The sweets, that the chemicals that are in these sweets, some of them, they even have access from K, very deadly chemicals. Some of them that with aspartame, another deadly chemical. All these chemicals, they damage the immune system. Then you wonder, how come these children of today, they are sick every week? And some of you who grew up many years ago, you used to work, maybe going to school, you never had most of the luxuries that these children, our children are having today, and yet you hardly got sick. It's because you suffered eating guavas, mangoes, and bananas instead of sweets, biscuits, and chocolate. It was the healthier alternative. And what do, parents today? We reason. I suffered when I was young. I was eating papayas. I was eating tamarind. I was eating baobab. I need to give my children a better life. I don't want them to suffer the way I suffered. And then we buy this junk, which is manufactured by people who are interested in money, not in your health. And we damage the immune system of our own children. You find today children have suffering from sinuses, battering with allergies, battering with so many, conditions that you people who grew up in the village never knew anything about them. And they have become good customers for the hospitals. Another way you destroy the immune system is what we mentioned yesterday, refined food. When, we cannot improve on God. When God created the grain, in that grain you have fiber, you have vitamin E, you have calcium, magnesium, B vitamins. And when you refine the wheat, you refine the rice, and you have this nice and good looking white flour, all those vitamin E's are gone, the minerals are gone, and the B vitamins are gone. What you have there is just a cocktail of glucose, which is nothing but sugar after digestion. And again, that can suppress your immune system. And some of the things, they contribute to constipation, which also lowers your immune system. They actually say death starts in the colon. When you eat these kinds of junk food, you fail to eliminate them because they don't have fiber. The fiber is the carbohydrate that you don't digest, but it works like a broom. It sweeps your colon. And that is the wisdom of creation. So go for brown rice, go for whole wheat products, go for oatmeal, go for things that will actually give you nice, good, and a stronger immune system. And how do you feed the soldiers? This is very, very key. People, they say, I want to buy that supplement that will boost my immune system, and then they drink it with Coca-Cola. That is not really the best way to boost immunity. What you need to go is go back to nature. Mother Nature has so many things that God has provided, from the ground, that when we eat them, they do wonders. Now, what you see on the screen is okra. And I know most educated people don't eat this type of a vegetable because they ate it during those years when they were not that educated. So they don't associate it with the civilization anymore. But you see, these neglected vegetables like the okra, they're very good at boosting your immune system. And some of you may know that okra is even good and excellent for stabilizing your blood sugar. Another thing that can also lower your immune system. So yes, I know you may not like that mushy thing when you cook okra, but believe me, that's the medicine your body is missing. If you have it, don't have mess on it. And again, the immune system, of course, can also be destroyed by these things that you see on the screen, the hard fats, uh, things that you can hardly digest. Now, yesterday I spoke about it in connection to high blood pressure, but when it comes to the immune system, cheese is hard to digest, and when it goes down into your small and large intestine, it becomes food for the bad bacteria. In other words, you feed the enemy, not your immune system. So you end up having poor bowel flora, which is your defense system, which suppresses candida, but it also kills pathogens or germs and bacteria that may come through the food that you eat or something that you inherit from the environment. So you can see that there are now so many reasons why cheese must never be placed on the table. Rather have avocados, rather have something better than that will give you good health. And then food for immune system again. You might have heard about sesame seeds. Sesame seeds have got something called selenium, which is actually very, very good at boosting your immune system. And not only selenium, you also get other minerals there, but the key mineral there is the selenium. And of course, you also get other key minerals like zinc from pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, and some of these small seeds, including the chia seeds. I remember some years back, there was a time when we had the part where I was staying, the town that I was living, some of the hospitals, they did run out of ARVs, and all that I was recommending to people was, get some sesame seeds, take some sprouts, and avoid all the junk food. And to our surprise, we saw their CD4 count going high. So the seeds are good for boosting immune system, especially these days that we are living in. It's no longer HIV/AIDS. Now you have cancers that are killing more people who are HIV negative. And it's all because the soldiers are not able to defend you. Today, we also talk about COVID-19, which we know if you don't have a strong immune system, you cannot survive. But if the soldiers are well fed, they can defend you. You can get COVID, but it doesn't need to kill you. Your soldiers must be able to defend you. And again, feeding the soldiers, when you go to the garden, always look for those indigenous vegetables that people grow without using fertilizer. In the Western countries, you may find kale, a very wonderful vegetable in boosting the immune system, and maybe in other parts of the world, you may find amaranth. Some they even eat the seeds themselves. But the vegetable is excellent because it's rich in magnesium, it's rich in potassium and calcium, and it also keeps your body in an alkaline condition. The more alkaline the body is, the better it is for your immune system to fight chronic diseases and fight pathogens, fight enemies. The more acidic your body is, the more difficult it is for the immune system to defend you. This is why a diet that is very rich in animal products, which makes your body very acidic, puts you at a risk of having a lower immune system. Then things like cancer, they can easily creep in because the immunity, the soldiers are not able to defend you. And again, look what you see on the screen. And remember the last time you tasted the food that looks like that. Do you know that this is the secret to why some of the primitive people lived longer? The baobab fruit, the tamarind, the sour soup. If you can see them on the street, don't pass by. Try to buy one. And I think the one that you see, the green one, the sour soup, that's my addiction. Every time, it's not common where I'm staying, but it is there. So if I'm traveling in one route and I see someone selling on the street, I would definitely stop and grab one or two, depending on how much money I have in my wallet. These fruits that are sour in your mouth, that makes you look like you are eating a lemon. What makes that gives that sour taste is actually vitamin C. And the natural vitamin C that you get from these foods is more potent than the vitamin C that you get from the tablet. Because according to the wisdom of creation, the body uses nutrients better from food than from supplements. So supplements, as the English word says, supplement, it is something that you supplement to a healthy diet. It's not a substitute for healthy food. So some people, they say, oh, I don't worry about eating healthy food. I'm taking supplements. But you cannot supplement to something which is bad. You have to supplement something which is good. So I'm not saying you cannot use supplements at all, but what I'm saying is focus on the real thing. So if you have access to these things, make use of them. They are good food for the soldiers. They boost the immune system, and they make the body to be able to defend you in times when you are exposed to danger. And again, lemons, I just spoke about them. They are excellent. In fact, all citrus fruits, the oranges, the lemons, but the lemons are the very, very best. If you want to keep your immune system strong, you can slice them, put them in the jar of water and drink the water throughout the day. You can squeeze it and, take it a quarter cup in a glass and drink it. And I'm not saying you should have 20 lemons every day because they are good. Remember, every good thing in moderation, but lemons need to be part of our life. And of course, what you see on the bottom there, it's a vegetable called moringa. You find it mostly in the tropics, uh, especially in island countries. And it's actually very, very good at keeping your immune system strong, simply because it's got almost all the nutrients that you need, vitamin C, vitamin A, and all the vitamins that you may not easily find in other foods. You cook moringa in coconut. What a cocktail, what the best meal for the immune system, because you're now getting the good fats that even helps the immune system to fight even better. Yes, your immune system needs the fats, but the good ones, they are found in nuts, in seeds, in coconut, in avocados. So if you can get those foods, bring them on the table. Garlic, I know eating garlic is not the best way of making friends because you smell a lot, and yet that should not stop you from taking garlic. Use it more as a spice with the parsley. You may find that thing, that makes you smell will not be as much. But you also need to know that it is actually that part of garlic that smells that is actually the food for your immune system. What it does is it kills the bad bacteria, and it is the food for the healthy bacteria, the bowel flora in your small and large intestine. Again, if you can find a turmeric, if you can grow it, if you can buy it, together with things like pineapple, coconut, these are actually powerful foods for the immune system. You can make a smoothie out of this, and knowing that you're giving your soldiers the best breakfast. The best breakfast for the soldiers is not sausages, scrambled eggs, and a cup of coffee. That is how you suffocate them. That is how you prepare them to be defeated. But if you eat, you make your coconut shake, and maybe you just take pineapple and turmeric and some fruits, and you blend it together, make a nice, delicious smoothie in soy milk. Oh, your soldiers will say, now we are ready to fight. Where's COVID? We are going to kick it out. Where's cancer? We are going to destroy those cancer cells, because you are feeding your lieutenant colonels very well. You are feeding your Navy, the lymphatic system very well. You are feeding the foot soldier, the white blood cells very well. And you're also feeding the weapons makers, the B cells, very well. Finally, my friends, when you have done all these things, eliminating the bad foods, the fizzy drinks, the junk food, high fat animal products, and all the things that we know they damage the immune system, and you have intelligently and wisely applied a better lifestyle, where part of it is feeding your immune system well. And remember, it includes also exercise. It includes the time that you rest. It includes also what you meditate upon. And I remember there was a time there was a woman who was so sick because her immune system was so low. She tried everything, take that supplement and that supplement. She tried to eat healthy. But another thing that I told her to add was to meditate on God's promises as they are written in the Bible. The moment you start believing there is a God in heaven who is greater than your confusion, who is greater than your problems, who can make a way where there's no way. It takes away the stress and the depression that lowers your immune system much faster than junk food. And that hope alone, it actually even stimulates your happy hormones, your endorphins that boost your immune system. So there is a power in hope, and there is a power in trusting in God. And as for tonight's lessons, let us to do everything that we can to start feeding our soldiers well. Thank you for your attention. May God bless you.
Fantastic. Amen. Thank you so much again, Brother Gandy. Thank you. Dr. Gandy, I think you're becoming a celebrity on YouTube. A lot of people on YouTube are saying, hi, Doc, hi. But in addition to that, they have some questions as well. And we have some questions in the chat box too. So let me get to the questions here, and then I'll take those on YouTube. Somebody says, you spoke about cheese. Can you explain other alternatives to cheese? And a follow-up one, how could we make vegan cheese?
Okay, that is a very good question. I think that person loves cheese so much that they don't want to let it go completely. Yes, I know all of us who, at one point in time, we also were good fans of cheese until we discovered that it was not the best thing to put it to feed our soldiers in the body. So if you are talking about the alternative, it depends on what you are trying to use it for. It's like in my salad, I'd rather have avocado, blocks of avocado, uh, instead of having cheese. And, sometimes my wife will bake some tofu, some cubes of tofu will be part of the salad. I'm not a good tofu maker, but I'm a good tofu eater. And there are so many, depending on your sandwich, if you love putting something on a sandwich, you may find that, a lentil burger that you make yourself at home may be excellent, just with some cashew cream blended with some lemon may be excellent. And you may wonder why you never did it before. Making cheese, that may require some cooking class, and you have to pay me. I'm just talking. But we will consider having some cooking demos on maybe our next series on this program, where we can do live cooking demos. Your question is very good. The secret of eating well is to know what to do in the kitchen. You need to know how to do wonders in the kitchen. How you can make those nuts that your children don't like and come up with something out of it. How to cook pumpkin, butternut, blend it in the blender, mix it with whole wheat flour, and to make butternut bread that when visitors come to your home, they'll never say goodbye until that bread is over. You have to learn the art of cooking. So yes, that's a very good question, and you are putting it into our minds that our next series, we need to focus on the hands-on, what to do in the kitchen.
Super, super. Okay, there is one question here where Albert is a little bit concerned. He says, why are our bodies seemingly fighting a losing battle against viruses?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a very good question. They are fighting a losing battle, meaning that they are not winning.
It seems the body
It
is
seems,
fighting.
it seems. You look. We also need to understand that we are not the first people to live on the planet, uh, and there are some parts of the planet where people are living longer. I remember one day I was fascinated when I was watching the documentary of the Blue Zones, and some of you have watched it. People are living in our time, exposed to the same environment, and yet they are living longer. And it goes down to how they are taking care of the soldiers. I think the challenge is we are being reactive other than proactive. So we only worry about our immune system when the doctors say you have cancer and it's stage 3. And now you started trying to say, oh, how can I boost my immune system to escape death? We only worry about the immune system when the physician say you have candida and it's all over the way to your mouth. And then it's, oh, how can I boost it? So we do things when it is too late. I think the best way to win the battle is to start feeding the soldiers in those days when you think you're in good health and you're not sick at all. That is the best time to drink 8 glasses of water. That is the best time for you to start, enjoying your cashew cream and your coconut water. That is the best time for you to exercise, the best time for you to sleep 8 hours, the best time to trust in God. So don't wait until it is too late. Then for sure, the body may be fighting a losing battle because the battle was lost at the time when you thought you were in good health.
Be proactive. I love that. Naomi on YouTube, she wants to ask this one. She says, you had something red in your presentation. Is it sorrel? And she also wants to know, do you juice it? How can you consume that? And she also says, thumbs up, doc. Thank you for all you're doing.
Something red?
Might have been sorrel.
Okay, I don't know what she suspected to be, but coming to her juicing question, yes, you can juice for life, and you also just love some juices. Just remember that the best juices are the vegetable juices if you want to boost your immune system. So your carrots, your beetroot, which are the root vegetables, they will make good juice for your immune system because they boost the function of the liver. The liver to the project manager. That's where a blood is purified. So you can add spinach, carrot, any other amaranth, any other dark green vegetables, pumpkin leaves, cassava leaves, depending on which part of the world you are. The vegetable juices are excellent for boosting immunity. The fruit juices, they're better than fizzy drinks, but they're not the best. That's why we said if you want to have a liquid fruit, rather blend it and have a smoothie so that you are eating the whole fruit and you are getting all the nutrients in the fruit, not just the glucose from the fruit.
Super. Now, Dr. Gandy, because you mentioned candida, someone wants to find out, is there a way to eliminate candida?
Well, that's a very good question. And you're asking someone who also recovered from the same condition. I think it was 18 years ago, I had the same problem of candida. I never knew it. I was much younger than what I am today, 18 18 years ago, and it was an age where I was supposed to be in vibrant health, but maybe I'm more healthier now than then. I used to be tired all the time, exhausted all the time, and I never knew what it was. Candida can be eliminated naturally. However, the approach to deal with candida, it is more of a holistic approach. And of course, from the therapy point of view, it's also more personalized because you have to look at the lifestyle of the person, what they eat, when they eat, how much they eat, or how they live, and other emotional factors that can also contribute to the growth of candida. Candida can be eliminated, but whatever treatment one is doing about how to eliminate candida, it will always include diet because you have to starve the fungus to death. So you need to know what kind of food candida is. Candida will never eat avocados, will never eat your oats, your brown rice, your beans and everything. Candida loves sugar. It loves your white rolls, your white bread, your margarine, and your chicken, your beef. Candida will never eat broccoli or cauliflower and spinach. So the moment you are, eating all those kind of things, you are starving the candida to death.
Candida is intelligent, huh? It knows what it likes.
Yeah.
There's a parent here. I think she is Zeria Banda. She is so very pleased with your presentation. She says, "Thank you, Doc. You're a great communicator of complex issues, and you've presented them so simply that my child could understand." So everyone is really appreciative of what you're doing. And our last question for this evening, this individual is saying, "I do not like raw vegetables. Do I need to eat them raw to get the best benefits, or is cooking them okay?"
Well, I would suggest that if they're not coming from your garden, steaming them is always best. Unless the vegetables are organic, then they're from your backyard, you can always enjoy eating them raw. But from the supermarket, rather steam them. You don't know where they're coming from. You don't know what they have gone through. So you don't want to give your soldiers hard work trying to fight everything that is coming with it. So steaming is the best. And if you don't like raw, no problem. But we still need some raw food in our diet. So maybe you may try sprouting some grains, sprouting some legumes, and make a salad out of it. You may be happy you have done it.
Dr. Gandy, thank you so very much this evening. Regarding sprouting, when we get around to the cooking demonstrations, we may have to demonstrate and film for over a period of time the sprouting process so that people can actually see how that is done and understand the benefit that alive, real food actually pumps into the immune system. Thank you so much again for your presentation this evening. Thank you for all of you who tuned in and were a part of the program. We pray that the Lord will bless you and your household and you will keep safe. We are over and out for tonight. We will see you tomorrow night. Take care. Good night. Bye-bye.